You know that the first autobiography written in the English language was written by a woman. March is Women's History Month, so this month I've decided I'm going to do a series investigating the lives of forgotten women from the medieval period. As I said, the first autobiography written in the English language is widely recognised to have been written by a woman. The woman who has the honour of claiming that title is disputed, as the two women that it could be are contemporaries, and that is Margery Kempe and Julian of Norwich. Today we are looking at the life of Margery Kempe, who is famous for publishing the Book of Margery Kempe. Margery was born in around 1373 in what was then known as Bishop's Lynn. Her father was a merchant, mayor of the town, and a member of parliament. It meant that Margery's family did have a bit of money, although she was still illiterate. When she was 20 years old, Margery married a town official called John Kempe, and together they had 14 children. Margery began having religious visions after the birth of her first child. In these visions, she claimed that she was visited by the devil, who encouraged her to abandon her faith, her family, and her friends. Margery would go on to experience mystical visions for the rest of her life. Like many other mystics in the medieval period, Margery expressed her devotion to God through physical suffering. This included wearing a hair shirt, crying in public, and extreme forms of fasting. This is something which her contemporary Julian of Norwich also did, and a later saint, Catherine of Siena, took to an extreme. Margery's very public displays of weeping terrified those around her and even led to her arrest. To get her to stop, she was even threatened with physical and sexual assault. As far as we know, this was never carried out. She was also tried on multiple occasions for being a heretic, although she was never sentenced to death. In the 1430s, Margery made the bold decision to write down her life's experience. However, there was one problem. Margery was illiterate, which meant she couldn't read or write. So how was the book written? Well, Margery tells us this in the preface to the book. Initially employed an Englishman as a scribe, however, he died before the book was completed. What he had written was completely unreadable. Margery was then able to persuade a local priest to rewrite the work. This individual may have been Robert Springald, the man who was her personal confessor. I don't know when Margery died, although she's believed to have died after 1438. In the 15th or 16th century, Margery's book completely disappeared, surviving only in the form of short passages published by Wynkyn de Worde. In 1934, the only surviving manuscript work of the book rediscovered in the private collection of the Butler Bowden family. It is now owned by the British Library. What's so fascinating about Margery Kempe's book, and the fact that it may have been the first autobiography written by a woman, is that it provides us first-hand insight to the religious life of the 14th century. It was an incredibly challenging time for religious orthodoxy. If you enjoy this video, I'll see you next time.